Bernie Sanders hasn't changed. He hasn't changed in 40 years. It's part of his problem.
He's losing influence relative to 2016 at this point, the more he goes forward. I think one reason you see him not doing as well is because a majority of the Democrats in Congress or whatnot are supportive of many of the agenda items he was sort of promoting back in 2016. So if he was running to change the party, he even moved more left from 2016 to 2020.
When you look at the demographic of non-college educated white voters and how they voted then and now, they voted for Bernie Sanders 4 years ago, but yet Biden was able to win that group this year. So I think that's an indication of a shift, an important shift from 4 years ago.
The Republican contest going on in Michigan in 2016 was a high-profile contest, and there was a lot of interest in that. There was Republican turnout in the presidential primary at a very high level, higher levels in places that are sort of the rich suburban areas than normal. The Biden victory really wasn't like him winning back white working class voters. I mean, to some extent it was, but what really seems to be the case is that turnout was just higher in these places where traditionally you would think of them as more Republican battleground places.
Michigan shed some light on what happened 4 years ago in the primary between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, and that the results from that primary may have had more to do with Hillary Clinton's unpopularity as opposed to Bernie Sanders' ability to expand his voter base in Michigan. And what we saw last night was not only the fact that Bernie Sanders was not able to hold this state that he had won 4 years ago, but when you look at some of the key constituencies and how they voted, it sheds some light on what happened both back then and now.
So you have the places where you see high education in the county, Oakland County, Kalamazoo County, Kent County, Michigan. A lot of those places swung big. I mean, there weren't as huge as swings, but they were big swings in terms of numbers of votes to Biden relative to Clinton. That's why Sanders did a lot worse. You run to win the office, to win the nomination, or you're running to change the party. At this part, he's hurting both. Last election, he had a legitimate claim that the party should have changed more in response to his urgency. And in fact, it did. It did in 2018. Like the Democrats should have moved a little more in his line. He changed the party from 2016. I don't know what more he needs to do to change the party to show that they need to move left. At this point, it's like more so him running to win. And he's not looking like that's a good chance right now.